here. I know.
Well, here's our campsite the first night. We drove down today from Sparks to Shelter Cove, and we got this campsite a while back, and they put us all by ourselves because they must know that we're troublemakers. So this is it. We're all set up. Ocean's right there. So not a bad spot. There's a nice little deli. They had burgers, beer, sodas, snacks. So I grabbed breakfast for tomorrow morning. Clean bathrooms. So I would recommend, if you're going to do this, you could definitely stay here the first night.
There you go. It's sunny around.
This is one of the zones that's impassable at high tide. We have a nice low tide right now. Careful climbing down. All right, this is our campsite for the first night. Today was a short day. We only hiked like 4.5 miles just because of the tides. So we found this spot, set up camp, just hung out in the hot sun for most of the day. But now the sun has gone down, it's nice and cool. We have lots of neighbors here at this site, and we have this beautiful, it's hard to see, but there's a beautiful sunset over there. So there's my tent, Tim is right there by his tent, and then Brendan is over there, and our neighbors are all up over that way. But we got the front row view.
Somehow this is your fault.
All right, I'm having the ever popular beef stroganoff with noodles by the ocean.
Well, you can take it off.
That was our campsite last night, up somewhere up over there. All right, we got to head up this way to get around impassable zone. Check out this stream. It just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes, and then disappears right into the sand. Back on the beach, walking in really coarse rocky sand, which is not too bad to walk in. Thankfully we have this low tide, which is what we were looking for to get past some of these impassable zones, and we have some nice shade, so this is kind of a really pleasant hiking right now. So you can probably see it at high tide, this would probably not be passable, so that's why we're going now. Goes on for a while, but we have plenty of time. Oh, it's fun to see my elevation. Now it's going up. For a while it was at 4, 3, 2. It was actually negative for a while. This is great beach walking right here. Firm sand, shade. This is really nice. And that's where we came from. What's left of an octopus. Hello, pelicans. We found this nice little oasis for lunch, a little bit of shade, fresh water, spot to sit. And we have kind of a nice view if we turn around. All right, now we are back on the beach, headed that way. Where is it? There we go, that way. And around this point might be one possible spot we're gonna camp tonight. We're way ahead of schedule, so we're deciding whether to continue on past that. We'll see. So we've decided not to stay at the campsite we originally were gonna stay at. We can go a little bit further before we get to impassable at high tide zone. So it's only 1:30 and we feel good, so we're going to continue on another couple of miles to that campsite, and that'll set us up for an easier day tomorrow. We may even just try to finish tomorrow and find a place to stay in town. So we have lots of options. All right, this is called Big Flat. It's big and flat. And I think we're camping around the corner, just a ways to the left there. All right, we're just about a quarter mile, I think, from our campsite. Shelter Cove is right over here where we spent the first night and caught the shuttle, and that's where we're going to end up tomorrow, I think. And of course it got really sandy, so it's slow going, but we're almost there. Tonight it's a nor-rice side, simmering away. I'm going to add some summer sausage to that, so chicken and sausage, what could be better? Almost like gumbo or something. There's our view. Okay, my summer sausage just smelled a bit sketchy, and I know that sentence sounds very strange, but I decided not to go with the summer sausage, but I did have a buffalo ranch flavored chicken packet, so I put that inside. It looks pretty good, tastes pretty good. So I created something new. Well, here's our campsite for our last night. We're in an area called Big Flat, next to this creek over here called Flat Creek. A lot of folks are camped over there in the trees. A lot of folks came in pretty late. It's because we're right up against a a zone that's impassable at high tide. So in the morning we get a low tide, so all these folks will head south along the trail, which is what we're going to do as well. So here's our campsite. Very nice spot. We had some shade, a little break from the wind. There wasn't much wind, but there's a break. Mostly the shade was nice. So yeah, right by the water, right over there. And we even spotted a great blue over here in this little pond. So that was kind of cool. So tomorrow we'll wake up and head south to Shelter Cove, which is right here. And we'll stay the night there and then drive home the day after.
This is a good campsite. It's a cool picture. Yes, even better. Beach is right there.
Good morning. We're just finishing breakfast and packing up and getting ready to head out. First thing we have to do is cross this zone that's impassable at high tide. We have plenty of time to do it. It's about 4.5 miles long and the tide is low right now. So we have to get past that, and then we have pretty much all the time we need to get back to the car at the trailhead. Total of about a little over 8 miles, maybe close to 9 miles today. So hoping to get there early afternoon. So one of the questions you might be asking is, how do you dig a cat hole out here when you're on the coast? Well, the recommended method is to go below the high tide line. High tide line is up here somewhere. And just dig a hole in the sand by a rock somewhere and take care of business. And when the tide comes in, it'll wash it away. So I've walked far away from camp. There's nobody around. It feels very uncomfortable, but I can be assured there's nobody around. I've got all the privacy in the world and a great view. Now we're below the high tide line in one of the impassable zones, or the impassable zone for today. So I'll turn this around and I'll show you what it's like. That's looking back where we came from. We just finished the last zone that's impassable at high tide, so should be smooth sailing. And about 3 miles and change to go, I think, to get to the trailhead right over there. And it's just beach walking right now, so good times. All right, we're done.
Ish.
Almost.